So there are a lot of fighters in every division of the UFC who gather a lot of hype around their name. They gather the buzz. They're the fighters that you see like, oh, I've been hearing a lot about that guy. I should go see him. I should go watch him fight. Oh, he's on this card? Oh, I gotta watch it now. They're just fighters who gather that sort of buzz around them. But some of them, they don't deserve that hype. And some of them don't get enough hype that they deserve. So I'm going to be going through every division and giving you guys my most overhyped and underhyped fighters in each division. Starting off with Flyweight. For overhyped, Muhammad Mokaev. Now I know it seems like a consistent theme that I like to shit on Muhammad Mokaev, which I do. But granted, let me say this. He wouldn't get here. He wouldn't get this far just by pure luck. I think he beats a lot of the guys outside of the top 5. I think he beats a lot of the guys outside of the top 15. I think he could beat a lot of them. But he's so boring. I mean, the guy can't control to save his life. His striking is fucking horrendous. In his last fight against Alex Perez, he tried to do like the O'Malley look away. And he would literally just like look back, and then throw a jab off it. Like, why are you doing that look around? O'Malley does it because he has the threat of a spinning attack coming. Have you been working on your spinning back kicks to the body and to the head? He's kind of just like a fluke fighter who like wins by the grace of God somehow. I don't get it. I don't think he's ever gonna win a belt. Well, who knows? He's still like only 23, so maybe in like 5 years' times he hella improves, and then he could possibly win a belt. But for underhyped, I gotta mention my boy Joshua Van. I mean, I think he has better takedowns and entries than Mokaev. He's leagues better in the striking. He's got pretty good heat in his hands, and he has a crazy good striking pace. It's really entertaining to watch. I think he's younger, better than Mokaev, and I think he's been able to become better in a shorter amount of time of training than Mokaev. And like the only reason I'll say he has better entries and takedowns is because he shoots like really basic double legs, but he has really good like timing on it. He times them really well, and he has really fast entries. So he has fast entries with great timing. That's all you really need. And so he's easily able to get his hands under the hips, lock his hands, and then he just picks them. And he's really strong too. In his fight against Kevin Boras, he was fucking. 1 second he was fucking throwing a 5-punch combination to the body and the head, and then boom, automatically in on a double leg and lifting him up. Like I don't know. I just don't. I see people talk about Muhammad Mokaev specifically because his name is Muhammad Mokaev, and you know he's Dagestani. I don't see people talking about Joshua Van. Muhammad Mokaev getting put on, main card of fight nights, getting put on pay-per-views, like getting put as the featured prelim of pay-per-views. Joshua Van, it's his 3rd fight in the UFC, and he's the 1st fight of the night on the prelims of a fight night. Like, I don't think Joshua Van's really getting the respect he deserves, but maybe against Lucas Rocha, if he can get this win, I think he'll start to get the respect. Next up, Bantamweight. For overhyped, we got Raw Rosas Jr., okay? He's not awful. He's not like Muhammad Mokaev. I think if you compare Raw Rosas Jr. to Muhammad Mokaev, Raw Rosas Jr. looks like the GOAT. He looks like the GOAT of the sport. He's not awful. He seems to genuinely be improving. I mean, he's younger than Mokaev, and I think he's making more improvements faster. He got that good 50-second knockout over Terrence Mitchell. Then again, Terrence Mitchell got knocked out by Kai France on The Ultimate Fighter. Got knocked out by, what was his face? He got knocked out by Cameron Simon via ground and pound back in March on the Jones card before fighting Raw versus Jr. like in September. he hasn't beaten anybody notably good. He's only beaten guys with no UFC wins. These are guys who are like 0-1 and 0-3 in the UFC. Hasn't really faced a true test yet, but if the Ricky Tercios fight gets rebooked, then I would like to see that. I would like to see him fight Ricky Tercios. I think it'd be a good test. Underhyped, I like Jonathan Martinez. He's tied for the most leg kick TKOs in UFC history. I mean, the guy, Jonathan Martinez, he doesn't have the best takedown defense. He doesn't have the best hands. But when you got leg kicks like that, you don't need that much more. He's on a 6-fight win streak with wins over Cub Swanson, Adrian Yanez, and Saeed Nurmagomedov. He has a win over a guy with the name Nurmagomedov. Come on. He like absolutely kills people with leg kicks. And every time when someone will check it, he'll just end up going shin to shin. He'll throw it. He'll just go shin to shin because he knows he can take it and they can't. It's probably like one of the most broken things. It's like overpowered. I'd say it's overpowered. He's so good with his leg kicks. I think if he can improve... Imagine if this guy had good leg kicks and you had that Adrian Yanez like boxing. This guy would be fucking champ already. Adrian Yanez boxing, Saeed Nurmagomedov takedown defense, and his own leg kicks, it's over. I think if he just improved his boxing and his takedown defense like 50% more, dude, these guys are cooked. He's fighting Jose Aldo soon. He's fighting Jose Aldo this year, in May, on the 301 card. Dude, Jose Aldo might have to watch out because Martinez can just go shin to shin, and if he just ends up going shin to shin and he can stay out from getting just like one punch KO by Aldo, dude, he might just like destroy Aldo's legs. I mean, we know Aldo is like the king of leg kicks, but Jonathan Martinez, dude, when you're tied with Edson Barbosa for the most leg kicks KOs in UFC history, dude, like, I don't know. Those are my Bantamweight picks. Featherweight. Okay, overhyped. We got my boy, Josh Emmett. So, yes, he has some good knockouts, but he's not the most technical. He gets beat by most featherweight boxers who are more skilled and technical than him. I mean, let's be fair. He got a robbery over Calvin Kattar. Calvin Kattar should have won that fight. Josh Emmett did not win that fight. I mean, he just kind of throws big meaty hooks until one of them hits. Or he gets pieced up the entire fight. I mean, Calvin Kattar was pretty much outlanding him that entire fight. You saw what happened when he fought Ilia Topuria. Dude, he got pieced the fuck up in that fight. I mean, yeah, he knocked out Bryce Mitchell. What'd he knock him out with? Big looping overhand right. Oh no. Who would have saw that coming? Josh Emmett overhand right? It's almost like he throws that in the same overhand right hook, left hook every single fight. I don't know. I just don't think he throws things with setup. He's fun. He's fun, but people treat him as this like monster. He's like, oh, Josh Emmett, the one punch KO power, which he does have. He's like, he could turn out anybody's lights out. Yeah. But he doesn't hit like 80% of his shots. Like when he fought Ilia Topuria. Dude, and sometimes he was landing hooks clean on Ilia Topuria's chin. I was watching it. And Ilia Topuria was just eating. I don't know, but for underhyped, we got my main man, Yo Anderson Brito. He's beaten some really good featherweights. He has wins over Chepe Mariscal, Diego Lopez, Andre Fili, and he ended the 5-fight win streak of Jonathan Pierce. I mean, he kind of throws big meaty hooks too, but he's still riding a 4-fight win streak all by finish. And, you know, he has more of a grappling game than him just throwing big wild shots. And honestly, I think when he got his knockout against Andre Fili, I don't even think at that point that was a big wild shot, because Andre Fili kind of got exposed for having a lazy jab that kind of like, he throws it, then it goes back down to his waist and back up to his chin. And I think, yeah, Yo Anderson Brito was throwing big wild shots at first. I think he took note of that, and he waited for him to throw that jab so then he could do that. I mean, hey man, he took off his pants like Derek Lewis in front of the entirety of the 3 people in the crowd at the Apex. You know, I just think he's really entertaining. He's really exciting. Puts it all out on the line. And I don't hear enough people talking about him, bro. 4-fight win streak, all by finish. He's fighting Jack Shore next, also in May. On the same 301 card as Jose Aldo and Pantoja Erceg. Pantoja Erceg. But, you know, I just don't think he gets a lot of the respect that he deserves. Lightweight. Now, I know I've mentioned my boy Mike Davis in the last one. But listen, you can't blame me. Overhyped Paddy Pornbull, Paddy Tubby Fat. Okay? He's fat. Let's be fair. His striking is god-fucking awful. He loses chin high up in the air. It almost looked like he was looking up at the sky when he was rushing at Tony Ferguson, and when he dropped him, he was almost looking directly above Tony Ferguson. It's just, striking looks so unnatural to him. It doesn't look natural. I don't know, I see him working on it in his gym all the time, and he seems to just be looking pretty good. I'm like, oh, okay. He might have made strides, and then I see him in the fight, and it's like, maybe he didn't. I will give him this. He does have decent grappling and submission game, though. He does have I'll say he has a good grappling and submission game. His grappling is what takes him this far. I think Mike Davis is underhyped, dude. Fuck. I remember watching his last fight against Natan Levy. I went back and when I didn't know who he was, I watched his fight against Mason Jones. This guy's got fucking amazing boxing. He trained at the gym Mike Tyson trained at when Mike trained with Custamato. He trains at Custamato's gym. Incredible striking. He has incredible grappling. In this fight against Natan Levy, he dropped Natan Levy. In a split second, he took his back. And he has a level of composure that's phenomenal. His composure is incredible. The way he's able to stay so calm in these like high intensity situations, like he has his back, he could get a finish at any point. He stays so he looks like he has all the time in the the look on his face is as if this is a guy who's got like an hour and a half before he's got to go to work, and he's like halfway to work. He's just cruising. He doesn't care. He's just chilling and he's taking his time. What the fuck? My dogs be barking and shit. You know, he's a physical specimen in terms of his muscle mass, definition, and his frame. I mean, like, his build is incredible. They say he's like 6 foot at lightweight, and he looks huge. And this guy used to fight at featherweight. He's huge at lightweight, and he used to fight at featherweight. His first loss came to Sadiq Yusuf. And this guy used to fight at featherweight. I think the guy's fucking phenomenal. And he called out Paddy Pimblett. Paddy Pimblett versus Mike Davis. UFC 302 at the O2 Arena. I wouldn't mind it. For welterweight, I think I'm going to get a lot of hate for this. I think a lot of people are going to be like, what? Shavkat? Overhyped? I love Shavkat. He's fucking awesome. Why do people treat him like he's some like indomitable world beater that has no chance of losing anytime soon? He's shown big holes in his game. Okay? Let's be fair. His fight against Wonderboy, it was boring as fuck. Okay, yes, he's entertaining. He's fucking entertaining as all hell. He always has a submission in the striking threat. But people think he's like this unstoppable beast. I mean, Jeff Neal has been able to hurt and catch him. Wobbled him. Wonderboy was able to defend like 90% of the takedowns until the last time. Which, you know, that submission threat, it's a real fucking thing. His submission game is a lot better than his wrestling game, I'll say that much. And for some reason, people think that he beats Khamzat. I don't like Khamzat by any means. The guy fucking talks too much on Twitter. Fucking, yes, brother, brother. I smash, brother. Zhang Wei Li's fighting Yan Zhao, and the moment Zhang Wei Li defends that belt, Khamzat Chimaev immediately. Good job, brother. But the wolf is coming, brother. The wolf is coming. I think Khamzat would obliterate Shavkat. And I don't think it would be close. But for underhyped, I have JDM. I see a lot of people still shit-talking JDM. The guy called out Shavkat. And after knocking out Gilbert Burns while only having one arm, he says, people are still saying, he doesn't stand a chance. Yeah, sorry, but you're getting destroyed by Shavkat. And I'll still see people saying like, you got lucky against Burns. People think he got a robbery. People think Holland beat him. No, dude, JDM has good boxing and good power. He has good tight boxing, good head movement. Let's be fair. What was the one time we've seen Shavkat Rakhmonov hurt by good heavy-handed boxer by Jeff Neal? And JDM is pretty decent. He has pretty decent hands. He had the biggest test of his career in Burns, and he was able to finish Burns with one arm. I mean, he's called out Shavkat when nobody else has. Literally nobody. People shit on him for his performance against Holland and Hafez. But the guy... But it's not like they were terrible. He had back-to-back weight cuts against Hafez. And he had to switch up who he was fighting against. He had no clue who he was fighting against at that point. He hadn't seen anything from Hafez. I mean, he clearly beat Holland. I think it was clear as day he beat Holland. And people still think Holland beat him. I think there's an argument for JDM beating Holland 3-0 with winning all 3 rounds. I think he beats Shavkat. But people think Shavkat takes him down. Shavkat could barely take down a Wonderboy at 40. I know that says barrel. Don't fucking judge me, please. He could barely take down a 40-year-old Wonderboy. And JDM was able to not only defend takedowns, survive with Gilbert Burns on his back, and was able to, while having his back taken, do the crazy scramble, get back to his feet, and then knee him in the fucking face and time him perfectly. JDM, he's that guy. He's him. But, yeah. I don't think JDM gets the hype that he deserves, man. I think he gets shit on too much. Middleweight. Overhyped. We got Joe Pfeiffer. Okay, I think he actually has good boxing and good wrestling. He's not a bad fighter. He's got skills in the boxing and the wrestling, and he has good power. I think he got exposed for his success. He's very susceptible to leg kicks, and I don't think he has the best gas tank. Jesus, dude, I'm looking at Michel Pereira right now, and his fucking physique is crazy. This guy used to fight out welterweight. That's fucking wild. I don't think he has the best gas tank to go 5 rounds. I think early on in his fight against Hermanson, he really tried. He was landing good early, so I think he just really tried to, you know. I think he really tried to just like finish him in those early rounds because he thought he could. I mean, it wasn't like he was completely gassed in the later rounds, but he was gassing in the later rounds. He was a bit tired. He couldn't keep at the same pace. He's getting pieced up. Good boxing, he's good wrestling. I think he just needs to work on checking leg kicks and maybe throwing more leg kicks. And maybe working on that cardio just a bit. Because if he starts working on the cardio like a lot more and he still gasses out in those later rounds, then who knows, he might be suffering from the Conor McGregor syndrome, where he always has that one-punch KO threat in the early rounds, but if he doesn't get it, then he's fucked for the later rounds. But for underhyped, I got Michel Pereira. I mean, he had that dope-ass walkout dance that was better than Adesanya's. It was better than Adesanya's. The guy's got great footwork. He has super nasty leg and body kicks. He smoked Andre Petrosky, who was riding a 5-fight win streak. He smoked him in 1 minute. Mikhail Olajaychik, who I saw some people picking Olajaychik as an underdog. And I was like, you don't know my boy Michel Pereira like that. He smoked Olajaychik in 1 minute. Crumbled him with body kicks. He crumbled him with a big knee, and he was like, what if I just choked you? And he got a rear naked, he just like walked to his back and sunk in a rear naked choke. I think he's got an incredible all around game. He got another fight book a week after his last fight. He beat Mikhail Olajaychik. A week later, it's announced he's fighting Makhmud Muradov. That's fucking dope. I don't think Makhmud Muradov's on his level. I think he should have gotten a ranked opponent. But hey, put him on an 8-fight win streak, and then get him into the top 10. Fucking why not? Why not? I just think he's got a really good all-around game. Fuck it, dude. I think he could be champion. I think he could be a champion. Great all-around game. You know, skilled fighter. His gas tank has been suspicious at times, but that could be due to his... Because he was cutting like 40 pounds. He was cutting a lot of weight to get down to welterweight. Like, unnatural amounts. And he was able to make it 5 times in a row. He made welterweight 5 times in a row. Don't know how. He did it. But, I definitely do think that, you know, I think Michel Pereira, I think both of these guys they both have the potential to be champions one day. But, Michel Pereira, I just think right now he's better. We've seen more from him. Who knows? Maybe he suffers from the same thing that Joe Pyfer does, where he's super explosive in the early rounds, but he tends to fade in the later rounds. I'll say, even in his fight against, what was it, Santiago Ponzinibbio, he was able to keep going in those third round when he kept a crazy high pace for all 3 rounds. And yeah, he faded in the later rounds, but he was still throwing, and he was still keeping up a decent pace that a lot of other fighters wouldn't be able to keep up with, and a lot of other fighters will crumble to. So, I don't know. I think if he just works on the cardio a lot more, and works on utilizing his footwork only at certain times, because he has good footwork, but it's like really like tiring footwork, like dancing around, moving a lot. I think if he could work on, you know, using his footwork in certain situations, maybe he counters off the fence and then he like slips and then uses his footwork to get back to the center of the octagon, then I think then he would probably have that 5-round cardio. But those are my picks for middleweight. For light heavyweight, I think Carlos Oldberg is overhyped, dude. You lost to Kennedy and Nzechukwu. And as we just saw, Kennedy and Nzechukwu lost to a fucking 40-year-old Ovince St. Preux. How the fuck do you lose to Ovince St. Preux in 2024? I don't know, dude. I said in my breakdown of that fight card, if Ovince St. Preux was... He got popped for roids, and who knows, if he's on the sauce, then he could have won. He could win that fight. He didn't look like it, but dude, he might be on the sauce now. Who fucking knows? Carlos Solberg, I put decent power. He has really good power and really good striking. But if he doesn't knock them out in the first round and he kind of cruises to a decision, he'll kind of just sit there. He knows he could go tit for tat and win that battle. And the decision usually ends up being lackluster. I mean, when he gets into a war, like with Nzechukwu, he fades, he gasses, and he gets knocked out. And he's really only been fighting people on like losing streaks. What, like Nikola, like Negumereanu, something like that. He was on a 4-fight win streak. That was a good win. But Ihor Potieria, he come off a win of a 40-year-old Shogun. Congrats. Fucking, what was his face? Da Eun-jung. He was coming off back-to-back losses. He's on a 3-fight losing streak now. Tefan Nchukwi. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And he's a fucking prick for calling out Dominic Reyes. You know Dominic Reyes is on a 4-fight losing streak and he got knocked out in his last 3. You're an asshole for doing that. I don't respect you for doing that. You know who should have called out? Nikita Krylov, underhyped. Nikita Krylov is underhyped. He's been in the UFC twice, and his first time in the UFC, he was on a fucking like 6-fight win streak. And then when his win streak got broken, they cut him. And then he came back, and he's still just shitting on dudes. You know, he's a good top 10 fighter. I don't know why I put top 10 there. That doesn't really matter. But he's a good top 10 fighter. Good all-around game. Nasty submission threat. He doesn't call people out on 4-fight losing streaks. The guy's got good power. He's got good overall everything. I like Nikita Krylov. The guy has a crazy high finish rate. He's only gotten a decision twice in his UFC career. The guy, he's just all around great fighter. Doesn't get the respect he usually deserves. I wish he would fight more. Because then we would see more from him. But, you know, Carlos Solberg calls out Dominic Reyes on a 4-fight losing streak. Nikita Krylov doesn't say a fucking word, randomly gets a fight booked, and then submits the guy in like 1 round. And then he just leaves for another year. I'm waiting for my boy Nikita Krylov to get a fight again, please. I need it. But for heavyweight, overhyped, Cyril Gane. Let me explain, okay? Let's be clear. His striking is some of the best in the sport. I don't feel like he puts effort into the rest of his game. I think he got comfortable facing only strikers for majority of his career. And I think when faced with real adversity, he's in the striking or the grappling, I think he quickly withers and crumbles. And you can make the argument, but he got dropped by Tai Tuivasa. Yeah. And then he was in panic mode. And then when he realized, oh wait, I can still block everything while I'm panicking, he calmed the fuck back down. He was just like, alright, let's just throw out a higher output. I think he lacks the heart, the grit, and the dedication to the entirety of his game to become a champion. That fucking tap to John Jones guillotine. Fuck off with that guillotine, dude. That guillotine is the bane of my existence. Fuck you, Gane. I bet on Gane. I thought he could do it because Jones looked fat and Gane looked shredded. Apparently, a heavyweight, the fatter you look, the better you are. So, Gane, why do you look so fucking ripped? Become fat. Be fat. I don't know. I don't think he's ever making improvements to his game. I think when the pressure's on him, he crumbles. I mean, against Francis Ngannou in the last round, when all he really needed to do was to be on top and just throw down hammer fists, or maybe even just control Francis in that 5th round. He pulled a heel hook, gave up position, and he lost the round, losing him the fight. I don't know, I just think he crumbles. He's got good striking, but, like, people think he should be fighting Aspinall next. No, he should be fighting Pavlovich. You do Blades versus Aspinall next, because Blades fucking deserves it. Underhyped Alexander Volkov. I think he's been making strides in his grappling and his striking. He went from getting arm locked by Aspinall to pulling out fucking mounted Ezekiel chokes. That's fucking cool. That is so cool. I mean, he dismantled the striking of Tai Tuivasa, and yeah, Gane did it too, but you know who didn't get dropped? Volkov. And he finished Tai faster than Gane did. He finished him a round earlier. I think he's slowly becoming a bigger and bigger threat to the heavyweight division. And I think he has the grit and determination to become a heavyweight champion. I mean, the guy doesn't just give up. I mean, what, he got mounted by Aspinall and he got fucking elbows rained down on him. He was gushing blood from his face. And you know what he did? He stood the fuck back up and he kept trying to throw. He was like, alright, let's fucking go again. I don't think he gets the respect he deserves, and, you know, could Gane become a champion? Yeah, but they're both in their 30s. I just think Volkov is doing what he needs to do to try and get there. And Gane, he's getting comfortable. He doesn't ever wrestle with any heavyweight wrestlers. Dude. Fucking go find fucking, I don't know, what's his face. Dude, go to Jailton Almeida's camp. Go to Jailton Almeida's camp and start grappling with him. Start wrestling with him. You gotta do it. But those are my picks for the most overhyped and underhyped fighters in every division in the UFC. If you think there's someone I missed, tell me. If you don't agree with anything, tell me down in the comment. Please like, please subscribe. I love you and I want you. Later.